Hello, I'm Con Best. I'm a budding actor, and I'm the co-owner of Third Absurd Limited, a Teesside-based amateur dramatic society. I've played Macbeth in an amateur dramatic production in Year 10. I've played the self-made role of the Doctor in Squeeze Harder Zanny, the first production from Third Absurd. In Stockton Stage Society, which I'm an annual member, I've played the role of the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, Noah Claypole in Oliver. I'm currently playing one half of the German spies in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I've also played Francis Fryer in Calamity Jane. Working as an actor in the Northeast is quite difficult initially because there isn't really much opportunity in the Northeast, what with it being so far away from other places like London and Manchester where all the acting opportunities are. The easiest part of performing in the Northeast is making your own material. You produce it, you write it, and you pitch it to places that can perform it. That's the go-to for the Northeast. When you do it yourself, it makes it much easier. You don't really need to work as hard to be noticed because you're your own company. As long as you have some creative part in your head, then you're able to make some great stuff and then pitch it however you want. You can put it almost anywhere. You can go to the Arc, you can go to the Forum, you can pitch it in your places of learning. I pitched our first co-written play, Squeeze Harder Zanny, in college. And that's where it's been performing for 2 years before we took it to the Edinburgh Fringe. So it can start anywhere as long as you have a creative spark. Mainly, I wished I'd taken jobs further out of the Northeast, maybe gone down to London or Manchester for a job opportunity. It wasn't for there not being any, because there have been plenty. If you go on any website that pitches acting jobs, then there's loads everywhere. You just need to look, be available, be ready to go down, make any commitments. That would just been nice to get more experience outside of the Northeast. Essentially, do almost everything that is offered to you. Don't pass up things. It's very important to be proficient in all acting disciplines, so it's not just the acting, there's also musical side and there's the dancing side. If you're proficient in all three of those, then you're like 3 times more likely to get more jobs, surely. If you just focus on the acting, you're very limited. Although acting has a very wide array of things relating to it, music and dance would broaden the aspects that you can get into. When you first start to get jobs, be prepared to not get a lot of work initially because you are unknown. So if you don't get many, don't be discouraged, just keep going. With the amount of work that you get will show, it will go in your acting portfolio, your CV. It will just keep growing and people will notice and be like, this person has done a lot, maybe we need this person. You need a lot of experience first, do some student films so you know what it's like being behind a camera, do some extra work so you know what it's like working in a crowd and getting that kind of work. And eventually you'll just be built up and you'll get better jobs eventually. And then when you have a bigger acting portfolio, you can then be noticed more because of your repertoire. You can't just have everything handed to you on a silver platter. You need to work for what you want to do, and you need to build yourself up as a person before you can do anything.